Today we are going to discuss lecture number 2 of nuclear physics, and the topic is nuclear reaction. So there are two types of reaction: fission reaction and fusion reaction. Fission reaction and fusion reaction. But before going to fission and fusion, we will first discuss the reaction or nuclear reaction. So it is possible to change the structure of nuclei by bombarding them with energetic particle. For example, if we have an atom X or nuclei of an atom and we bombard it with particle or energetic particle such as A. So such collision in which the identity or properties of the target nuclei are called nuclear reaction. The property of this nucleus will be changes and it will be formed and it will give us another product, or it will give us another element or another compound, and we will get another also light particle. So when a nucleus X, this is nucleus, when a nucleus X is bombarded with some light particle, the A is some light particle moving with high speed or energetic light particle, the nuclear reaction takes place and the product Y is the another nucleus formed from X, and B will be the light particle, this will be apparent. So this is the nuclear reaction. First Rutherford observed it. Like, what did Rutherford observe? He bombarded alpha particle on what? On nitrogen. On nitrogen. So the nitrogen is N714 plus he bombarded it with alpha particle. So alpha particle is what? It is just helium nucleus or helium atom without electrons. Now he observed that as a result, so he observed that as a result of this reaction, oxygen is obtained and proton is emitted. Oxygen is obtained plus proton and plus energy. Thus energy will be positive or negative depending upon endothermic and exothermic. Either this reaction gives us energy or this reaction required energy. So this was the nuclear reaction observed by Rutherford. So the nitrogen react with alpha particle and give us oxygen O617. So 7 plus 2 9. So here hydrogen is 1 1, 6 plus 1 7 plus energy. Now this is 17. Now this energy will be negative or positive. Yes. Nitrogen react with alpha particle and give us oxygen and proton and energy. So this energy will be negative or positive. If this is negative, it means this reaction is endothermic and it required energy. It required energy. If this is positive, it means that this is exothermic and it evolve energy. Now, according to law of conservation of energy, the mass on left hand side will be equal to the mass on right hand side. So energy is also form of energy, so it will added with mass is right hand side. So if this mass decreases, if mass of oxygen and nitrogen is less than mass of nitrogen is in alpha particle, it means that some mass is converted into energy. If reaction is exothermic, it means that oxygen and hydrogen mass is less than helium and nitrogen, the rest of it is converted into energy. For example, if we measure the mass of alpha particle, so the mass of alpha particle is 4.00263 mu unit. And next is the mass of nitrogen is, you doesn't need to remember this, but this is just for a proof, 5677. This is the mass of helium, this is the mass of nitrogen. Now the mass of oxygen is 16.999133 U and the mass of proton is 1.007825 U. So if we add this, so if this give us x value, so the value of x is the sum of the and the, which is 18.005677. And the sum of mass of oxygen and hydrogen is Fy. So y is equal to 16 plus 1.007. So we will get y is equal to 18.006958 U. So this is mass on left hand side are reactants, and this is the mass of product. So as we can see, this mass is 5677 and this is 6958. It means that the mass of product is high. So the mass can neither be increased or decreased. So it means from where this mass appears, so the helium atom has some mass energy, and that energy is converted into masses. So if we find the difference, so the difference is minus 0.00128 U. Are converting into electron volt, we will multiply it by 931. So multiplying by 931, we will get 192 minus 192 mega electron volt. So minus 1.192 is mega electron volt is the energy that is appear on right hand side extra. So helium atom must have 1.192 energy. Helium atom must have 1.19 mega electron volt energy to occur this reaction. If the kinetic energy of alpha particle is less than 1.192, so this reaction will not take place. Because if the energy is less than 1.192, so this energy is converted into the masses of oxygen and hydrogen, so no reaction will takes place. So the nuclear reaction, in nuclear reaction, mass is converted into energy, or energy is converted into mass. This is the reaction of nuclear reaction. Now there are two types of reactions. Now the reaction types are two types. So the first one is Pigeon reaction or Pigeon chain reaction, and the another is fusion reaction. So as the name shows us, fuse. Fusion means fuse. Word from fuse, in which two atoms fuse with combine with each other, give us the product and also give us the energy. In Pigeon chain, the one atom splits are divided into two with some sort of energy. So in fusion, atoms combine and give us another atom or energy. In fission, one atom is divided into two or many and give us energy. So this is Pigeon and this is fusion. Now the second point is the fission chain reaction is the principle of atomic bomb. So in atomic bomb, the Pigeon chain reaction take place in which atoms continuously divide and react, and fusion chain is the occurs or the principle of sun. So in where atoms combine and form another atoms and energy. So let's discuss it with steps. Now in fission chain reaction, now let's the Pigeon chain reaction example. For example, if a high speed neutron comes and strike what? Uranium atom, uranium 92, 235, not 238. So if highly neutron come and strike uranium, it will become unstable. So it will become 236 because mass number will increase by 1, it will absorb neutron, and this will be 92. For example, this is neutron, it comes with uranium atom. First neutron will join with the atom to strike. After that uranium will be breaks into another atom, like in this case it breaks into krypton and barium, and 3 neutrons are N2 neutron plus energy. So in this case, in Pigeon chain reaction, the uranium breaks into krypton, of which atomic number is 36 and mass number is 92, barium Ba, of which atomic number is 56 and mass number is 141, and so on, and 3 neutrons are also produced in this reaction. So this is the reaction of Pigeon chain reaction. So in this case, the neutron comes, hit the uranium atoms, and the uranium divided into krypton, barium, and 3 neutrons. So neutron number 1, neutron number 2, and neutron number 3. Now these neutrons in turn will go and hit another uranium atom. So if these neutron hit another uranium atom, the uranium will again split into krypton and barium with 3 neutrons. With krypton and barium and 3 neutrons. So how this is the full reaction in this chain take place. Like for example, one uranium converted into 2 atoms and 3 neutrons are produced. Now these 3 neutrons will go and hit another uranium. So uranium will divide into 2 atoms and 3 neutrons will be produced. So the one neutron give us 3 neutron. So these 3 neutrons will in turn produce 9 neutrons. In the process continue until whole uranium is converted into krypton and barium. So this reaction stops until the whole uranium is converted into krypton or barium. It can be stopped by another way if we remove the nitrogen, the high speed neutron. So to remove the high speed neutron, we use moderators. What do moderators do? Moderator either slow down the neutron or totally absorb the neutron to stop the Pigeon chain reaction. So this was Pigeon chain reaction. Again, in Pigeon chain reaction, one neutron comes, hit the uranium atom, and it is converted into what? Krypton and barium with the production of 1 neutron, 2 neutron and 3 neutron with the production of 3 neutron and 2 krypton. Next, what happened? These neutrons in turn hit a uranium atom. So to hit that uranium atom, the uranium again is divided into krypton and barium with the production of 3 neutrons. So with the production of 3 neutrons and barium and krypton. So with the production of 3 neutron and the production of barium and krypton. So this process will continue, and so on this neutron will hit another uranium atom and this chain reaction take place. So it will stop until the whole uranium is converted into barium and krypton and energy is produced. Now according to the reaction, this was the reaction neutron react with uranium. So we know that the mass of uranium is 235.0439 U, and the mass of one neutron is 1.0087. So adding the reactant mass, we will get 236.0526. Now as a product, neutron react with uranium and give us barium plus krypton plus 3 neutron. So on the product side, the mass of barium is 140 given in the book 9139. The mass of krypton is 918973. The mass of 3 neutron is 3.0261. So if we sum these, the result is 235.8373 U. So as we can see that there the mass was 236 point something and here the mass was 235. So the mass of the product is decreased. So the mass is decreased. So according to law of conservation of energy, mass can neither be created nor destroyed. So where did that mass happen? Gone. This mass is converted into the energy. Now the difference is the mass is 0.215. So the minus the is equal to 0.25 U. Now converting into mega electron volt, we will multiply it by 931. So our result is 200 mega electron volt. So in one reaction 200 mega electron volt energy is produced. So in first step 200 is produced. So now 3 times the reaction take place. So we will add 600 in another case. Now in third step, so as long as the reaction take place, the energy increases 3 times, then 9 times, then 27 times and so on until this is the basics of atomic bomb. So when the reaction first start in the uranium in atomic bomb, it form a huge amount of energy at short time, so explosion occur and the whole thing is converted into ashes. Now on the opposite side, the reaction is fusion reaction. So in fusion reaction, two atoms combine. So there are two types in fusion reaction: the light nuclei, two or more than light nuclei combines to form heavier nucleus, and this process is called with some sort of energy, and this process is called nuclear fusion. So we have two cycles for that. One is proton cycle, we call it, starting from proton we call it proton cycle. The next is carbon cycle. Now the carbon cycle is more efficient at high temperature. This is the point for entry test. It is efficient at high temperature, and the proton cycle is efficient at low temperature and high temperature. So if we have stars, sun is also a star, so we will compare it with sun. If we have stars and its temperature high than sun, so in that case carbon cycle will take place, because at high temperature carbon cycle is more efficient. So in the star that have high temperature than sun, the carbon cycle take place in that, while the star that have low temperature or cooler than sun have proton cycle. So H cycle or proton cycle. So this is the point to remember. So if in ETEA they MDCAT or any other test they give us that we have a star and it is cooler than, it was found that it is cooler than sun. So which one cycle take place in that star? Proton cycle, carbon cycle, both of these, none of these. So in the star, if it is hotter than sun, then carbon cycle, and if it is cooler than sun, then proton cycle will take place. Now what is proton cycle and what is carbon cycle? In proton cycle, one proton react with another proton and it is converted in the reaction is take place as E positive plus V, where E positive is called positron, this is positron, and V is the neutrino. One is neutrino and the other is anti-neutrino. Neutrino is produced with positron and anti-neutrino is produced with in case of electron. Now this is deuteron. This produces the, call it deuteron. Now this in the next step, this deuteron combines with another proton. This cycle is called proton cycle because it originates from proton. One proton and another proton react and form it deuteron. Now in the next step, that deuteron react with another proton and form helium 2H3 plus gamma particle. Now finally these two nuclei combine, like 2H3 combine and form helium nucleus with two proton. So two proton start the reaction and give us in the product another two proton. So again these two proton will start a reaction and this cycle will continue. So this cycle is called, again this reaction will start. So this cycle is called proton cycle. Now a total energy evolved is equal to, now how much energy will be produced, is equal to change in mass and multiply it by c square. So a change in energy will be, again in the reaction look into this, the proton plus proton. Now how much change in mass occur? So again to look into the reaction, proton react will form 1H2, so positron plus neutron. So in this case if we look into third step, so this react with another with 2He3 react with another 2He3. So where did this another 2He3 come from? So this reaction will occur twice. So 1H1 proton react with 1H1, so we will get 1H2 plus positron plus neutrino. Again 1H2 react with 1 proton plus we will get 2 He3 plus gamma particle. So this is 2 He3. One is this and one is this, and the reaction continue. So this is the whole chain of the reaction. Now if we see the change in mass, so in the first step we use 2 protons, one here 3 protons is used. This reaction occur 2 times, so we need 2 He3. So this reaction will occur 2 times. So 1, 2, 3, and it occur 2 times. So 6 proton is used. Total proton uses 6 proton is used, and the product we get 2 proton. So 6 minus 2 is equal to 4 proton. So the total proton use is, as a reactor, 2 protons are used. The next, what we get in the product is this reaction occur 2 times, so we get 2 positrons, 2 neutrinos, or 2 positrons in alpha particle. So we get alpha particle is the product, we get alpha particle. The next is we get 2 positrons. So the change in mass is between the mass of 4 protons, So the change in mass occur is mass of reactors minus mass of product. So here mass of reaction is 4 protons, and products are 2 alpha particles plus 2 positrons. So 2 positrons. So if we find the delta E, delta M of these, and we will multiply by E square, so the energy produced is 24.7 mega electron volt. Just remember this point, but this was the basis for calculation, that this 24.7 mega electron volt is produced from the change in the mass, that is 4 proton minus alpha particle plus 2 positron. So this is the proton cycle. The next cycle is called carbon cycle. Which starts from carbon after reaction it with proton. So one proton react with C612, and it is converted into nitrogen 13 and 7. In the next step, this nitrogen is divided into or converted into C613 plus positron plus neutrino. Again this carbon will react with another proton. Now the proton react with C612, so it forms nitrogen. Again the nitrogen is converted into carbon, so the carbon will be increased by 1. So the first step we increase the carbon, so it will give us 1H1 react with C613, and it will again form carbon. So in this case 13 plus 1 is equal to 14, and 6 plus 1 is equal to 7 plus gamma particle. Now this nitrogen will react with another proton, so nitrogen plus another proton, so it give us 14 plus 1 15, 7 plus 1 is equal to 8, and it will give us oxygen plus gamma particle. Now further, this oxygen, that is oxygen 815, it will be break into nitrogen 15 and 7 plus 1 positron plus neutrino. So in the next step, this nitrogen react with proton, and this gives us C612 plus 2He4. So this is the whole cycle. At the last, this cycle continue because the C612 is again produced. Now again the trick to remember it is so simple. The total number of reactions are, so the total number of reactions are 5. So reaction number 1, reaction number 2, reaction number 3, reaction number 4, and reaction number 5. So the code is CNC, CNC or non-C. CNC non-C. What does CNC non-C mean? It means that the first Cn is converted into N, and the next step that N is converted into C. So Cn, first the C will convert it into N, the next step N will be converted into C. In the next step C will be converted into NONC. So C will be converted into N, so N will be converted into O, and that O will be converted into N, and the last step N will be converted into C. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 are the total reaction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 are the total reaction. The first C will be converted into N, NC, NC, CNC or NONC. So this is the formula. Now the next step is to remember that only in the second, in 1 and 5, the reaction number 1 and 5 is the breaking reaction in which nitrogen breaks. So in the second step nitrogen breaks into carbon, and whenever breakage occur it will form positron plus neutrino. So in this is 4, 2, 3, 4 and 5 case, same as that. So this is fifth step. 1, 5, 2, 5, sorry 2, 5. So in number 2 and number 5, positron and neutrino will be produced. The next is the number 3 and 4, there will be production of gamma rays. It will not change any number. Now coming to the number, it's just very easy. So the 2 number and 5 number is the breaking steps. So making it exceptional, these are just the breakage. Now and except all these, and all of these protons will be reacted. So proton, proton, proton. The next one is writing this in C in this case, in C, the last step. So it will also react with proton. So in all cases the proton react. Now coming to the number. So the product is C612. So this is the first point to remember. Now the rest is just a piece of cake, like 12 plus 1, 13. So the number will 13. 6 plus 1 is equal to 7. So this 13, 7 further react. Now it is converted into positron. So in positron the number is decreased by 1. This is decreased by 1. So 6 will become 7 and 13 will remain same. The next is that C13 6 react with hydrogen and form 13 plus 1, 14, and 6 plus 1 is equal to 7. So 14 and 7 react with another proton and it break into, and it is converted into oxygen. So 14 plus 1, 15, and 7 plus 1 is equal to 8. So 15, 8. Now it is converted and anti-neutrino and positron are produced. So again it will decrease by 7 and we will get 15. So 15 into 7. So 15 plus 7 into hydrogen is equal to 15 plus 1, 16. And the last step, there will be the production of alpha particle. So 15 plus 1, 16. So 16 is converted into 12 plus 4. Now 7 plus 1, 8. So 2 plus 6 is equal to 8. So this was the whole reaction. Again we can use it as the trick was, the formula was C NC or NONC. So in this case C is converted to N, in the next this N is converted into C, and third C is converted into N is converted into O is converted into N, and N is converted into C. This is the first step. Let's write the formula CNC or non-C. This is the formula. In the next step, make that number 2 and number 5 are breaking, in which positron plus neutrino is produced. So this was the second step. This was the first step. Step number 2 is for exceptional case for 2 and 5. And step number T, 8 with the middle, like 3 steps and 4 steps, gamma rays are produce. This is not important, but you must write efficient reaction. So in the step number 3 we add 3 and 4 to gamma rays, and step number 2 and 5 we will add positron and neutrino. And step number 4, start the reaction. Bas. So everyone will be react with positron, everyone will react with positron, everyone will react with positron, and at the last we will get helium plus carbon C612, and this 6C12 will be produced at the last, and we will get 2He4. So now 4. Now starting 12 plus 1 we will get 13. 6 plus 1 is equal to 7. Now 7 13 is converted into positron. So in case of positron, it will, the atomic number will be decreased by 1, so 6, and the mass number will remain as 7. So now 13 plus 6, so 13 plus 1 is equal to 14, 6 plus 1 is equal to 7. Now in the next step, 14 7 is converted into oxygen, so 14 plus 1 16, and 2 plus 1 is equal to 7 plus 1 is equal to 8. Now oxygen breaks, so 8 will become 7 and 16 remains same because atomic number changes, mass number never changes. So N16 plus 7 react and give us carbon and hydrogen. So the mass of the product minus the mass of reactant, the result is again the formation of alpha particles. So again in this case alpha particle is produced. Next, to alpha particle there is the production of 2 positrons from what? From 1, 2, 3 protons. So 4 protons, so this is produced from 4 proton. So again 24.7 mega electron volt energy is produced, and C612 started from the reaction and again produced at the end. So in this process C612 is act as catalyst. So if they give us an ETA, like which one of the following was catalyst in carbon cycle, C612, nitrogen 713, or positrons or proton, so must remember the C612 act as catalyst. So this was all about Pigeon and fusion reaction. The rest of the chapter is just a theory, so you must
just a piece of cake.
So you must give us singularity to the rest of chapter. Manjane.